got to go to Watson. Then I'll get to the other Obama supporters, Mac and Jeff and Ron. I promise if I have to go into overdrive, I'll get to you. Continuing here, bringing up Paul Joseph Watson. Watson, before we get into the national opt-out campaign, tell us about this unbelievably painful to watch video up at Infowars.com of this lady and what TSA is now doing to women's genitals. They now grab your genitals and ask you questions about them. This has been confirmed. Tell us about that and the national opt-out, film the TSA campaign, and how important it is for people when they film it to post it and in the byline say that, you know, National Film the TSA Day. Go ahead, Paul Watson.
Well, you know, another day, another TSA scandal. It happens every day. This was a 58-year-old woman who was traveling through Birmingham, Alabama. And basically, she set off the metal detector. She had a grope down, which involved the TSA agent literally squeezing her genitalia. And they're supposed to take the medical card. She's got knee implants. They just ignored those. Go ahead. Yeah, so basically she had invasive grope down after invasive grope down. And they basically came around her in a huddle, all these TSA agents, and started insinuating in public that she had a penis, that she had a protrusion on the left side of her inner thigh. So basically they go to a back room, they perform, I mean, she must have been groped down about 4 or 5 times by the end of it. Eventually, a TSA agent does the pat down, says, "There's nothing here, what are you talking about?" Refuses to even wonder. And she's let go on her way. I mean, you'd have to watch her video to get the full sense of it, but just another day, another scandal. And the fact is that the TSA now has 65,000 employees, up from 16,500 since 9/11. And of course, we know they're expanding. They're not just in airports, they're on highways, they're at political events, you know, music concerts, even school prom nights. So this whole cop-out of let's just boycott the airlines and not fly doesn't work, because they're everywhere. They're on the highways, they're flagging down truck drivers, and they're expanding like a virus, you know, 4 times the amount of employees since they were formed 10 years ago, and it's only getting bigger and bigger. And the studies that have been done actually show that in these times of austerity, when we're being all told to cut our cloth, if you got rid of the TSA, replace them with private screeners, not only would they be more efficient, you know, the TSA's never caught a terrorist. They've actually let slip 16 terrorists. 70% of the weapons that go through airports are not detected by TSA. So they're provably useless. Their body scanners are useless. They can't detect objects sewn inside the clothing. And yet you would save $1 billion. You would screen 65% more passengers if you replace TSA with private security, which a few airports are now doing. But another stat is, and this is beyond all the indignity and, you know, harassing cancer survivors, disabled veterans that we hear every day, the simple numbers show that this agency needs to be abolished immediately. You go through a TSA X-ray body scanner one time, and that equals the same threat posed by you being killed in a terrorist attack. So these scanners that are supposedly there to stop terrorists are actually going to kill more people than terrorists. More people are going to get cancer. So you can go across the board, and the numbers prove that they should be abolished immediately. The private screeners can do a better job. And that's before you even get to the privacy debate and the scandal after scandal that the TSA has been involved in.
And with the criminal mindset of the globalists, they're all about dominating us and throwing it in our face. I'm going to tie Lance Armstrong into this, if you guys will punch up the screen I've got here. Lance Armstrong's trolling comments, Forbes is reporting, the disgraced cyclist posted to a popular photo site an image of him lying around in his Austin trophy room off of Lake Austin. The photo shows Armstrong relaxing in his trophy room in Austin, Texas, basking in the glow of his 7 famed Tour de France jerseys. Back in Austin, just laying around was the caption. Purely meant, obviously, to just get in everybody's face about the fact that they've stripped him of his trophies. Now, I'm not here demonizing Lance Armstrong, even though he made money off cancer treatments and not telling folks that it's being engineered, because I know I got the information to him. It's the fact that that's that mindset. They're coming after him. He's going to get criminal charges, there's no doubt, down the road, because he has testified before in court and perjured himself. And he's still arrogantly showing people his jerseys like a primitive monkey or something waving around. You know, it's like royalty wearing gold crowns. This mindset of dominator loves to flaunt petty signets of power in front of our face. This is the sociopath/psychopath worldview. And we'll put the photo up here on screen. And that ties into the same arrogance of government and their minions, the TSA. But I want to say this. The bullying, the dominating, the going after women, the making old ladies that can't walk, having people help them get up, the screaming at people that's happened to my grandmother in Houston airport when she's on crutches. I mean, just things you couldn't believe. This is what tyranny is. They do it because that's why they're in control, because they like to do it. What is abhorrent to those of us that have art, that have fire in our soul, that have creativity, those of us that love energy that's good, those of us that love wholesomeness, we're the enemy of these people. It's all about domination for them. And it's time we stand up to them. You know, good people take it like it's rude or dominant to get back in dominant people's faces. No, you've got to do it. You've got to stand up and crush these people politically. Paul Watson.
Well, I mean, that's exactly it. They get off on it. And that's proven by the fact that people who disobey or even mildly complain about TSA security procedures are punished. You know, there was a case a few weeks ago about somebody, quote, smacked in the testicles for merely raising a bone of contention about a TSA grope down. There was a case a couple of weeks before that. A guy had $500 stolen out of his wallet after he'd gone to a private screening with another 2 TSA agents. He came back. The other TSA agent had stolen his money. So they actually punish people. There was a woman kicked off a flight merely for, quote, having a bad attitude at the fact she wasn't happy about them testing her drink that she'd purchased inside the airport. And then all these other ridiculous obedience policies like, you know, the chat downs and the freeze, the so-called all-stop policy, where people are made to stand in one place like statues and not move, just a pure expression of authority, no purpose behind it whatsoever. It's obedience training. It's ridiculous. And the TSA admits that they can't even enforce these policies with any kind of law. Of course, the majority of Americans in that poll we took would like to turn TSA agents into God. That shows how much we're up against. But the TSA admits on its own website that you can freely film their security procedures so long as you're not involved with them. So that's exactly what we're going to do as part of this opt-out and film campaign. And it's Infowars.com/opt-out. Let's opt out of the naked body scanners, opt out of the ridiculous obedience training, and exercise the First Amendment in filming the TSA, because we've learned that when they're filmed and when they know they're being recorded, they treat people with more dignity.
Sure, and every day is filmed the TSA Day, but starting next Monday, running through the busiest travel time of the year, shoot it, you know, film it, put it up there. And also, we've got some flyers up there about the radiation dangers of the scanners. I think it's a good idea to hand some of those out to people and then upload it to YouTube. And when they all act like you're a criminal, we also have linked on there where they admit you can film them. Okay, so it's also important to hand them that. Like when the NSA told my reporters they couldn't film the NSA building, I had them hand them an article about the NSA losing lawsuits. And they didn't grab their footage like they've done the local San Antonio TV and news.
As we saw in Katrina, and as we are watching now in New York and New Jersey, the federal government can't and won't help you in a crisis. FEMA ran out of water and MREs in days. Electricity is still off to over 1 million people. The Red Cross, who is quick to beg for money, is now slow to react. Don't put it off any longer. Get prepared today. The InfoWars shop is the largest distributor of ProPur water filter systems. And now, get 15% off your ProPur order with the promo code WATER15. While you're on InfoWarsShop.com, check out these other great preparedness items. The Aquapod kit lets you store up to 65 gallons of water in your bathtub. The Pocket Socket provides you with manual electricity for small electronics like your cell phone. The Life Straw is great for your bug-out bag. And check out our complete line of Interfood products for great tasting and nutritionally dense foods that have a great shelf life. If you are looking to secure your home in a crisis, you can order Strategic Relocations the film. a great companion to the book Strategic Relocations 3rd edition, and The Secure Home by Joel Skousen. When the time to perform arrives, the time to prepare has already passed. Get prepared now, so if a crisis strikes your home, you and your family will be secure. Go to InfoWarsShop.com and don't forget the promo code WATER15.
All right, got some breaking news up at Infowars.com on the TSA. Not just do they now go in the pants and touch women's genitals, they make fun of it and ask them if it is a male organ. And this is all part of the domination. And what they admit, they've done even ABC News pieces on it. They will scan your bags if it's got money or any jewelry they want, or if it's got drugs they want, depending on what type of criminal it is. They will then call you for a private grope room, rape room type situation. And while they may take you there an hour, while they steal everything out of your bags. And I mean, they've had them plead guilty to stealing upwards of $1 million a year in these prisoner training facilities. We've got big articles about the FEMA camps in New York and New Jersey, hellish, kicking the media out, people huddling, freezing, people dying of exposure. It is just hellish. It is government. It's what you saw in the Superdome. So all of you begging for your Obama phone, you're going to be getting it. We're going to take a few of those in overdrive in a moment. But breaking up at Infowars.com right now, linked in red. Watson's written 3 articles today. Talk about prolific with all our other great writers. Aaron Dykes has the coming refluoridation of Pinellas County, Florida. Amazing how big money came in and did that. And then we've got Watson's article, Texas bill would ban invasive TSA pat-downs. Again, that's a great headline, but the point is Texas to fight. Texas prepares for war with TSA again. The point is it's new. It's new. Watson, that's a great headline, but I don't think people are going to understand that it is a new fight, kind of like the 10th Amendment Center rematch. Texas takes on the TSA again. They've got an article on it. Maybe you should just add rematch to the start of the headlines so people understand that it is back on. So very exciting. That passed unanimously in the House. Dewhurst killed it procedurally with the weasel Perry. That and his love of forced inoculations that he fraudulently said was the law is what most political pundits in the polls said destroyed Rick Perry. But it doesn't matter. You got your globalist money, so that's what matters, you dirtbags. This former CIA operative working with Klaus Barbie down in South America. I mean, Dewhurst looks like a psychopath from a movie. So in fact, Hollywood hired him to play killers in movies. I mean, been around the guy personally at the Capitol. Looks like a demon. You're an un-American piece of trash. Anyways, I don't want people abusing American citizens. Go ahead, Watson. Any other points you think you should add about Infowars.com/opt-out? Have we added that /opt-out on Prison Planet too?
Yeah, it redirects to there. Yeah, basically on the Texas bill, it would also ban basically the TSA removing a child from their parents' custody, which they like to do because they like to conduct the grope downs on minors as well. So not only would it ban touching the genitals, it would ban that as well. And
they can't. The convicted pedophiles in hundreds of cases can't take them to a private pedo area.
Exactly. But with the opt-out campaign, basically, I just wanted to say we want other activist groups to get involved. This is not just an Infowars.com thing. We need everybody to get involved. And we're quite happy to give you the promotion. The email's on that page.
Yeah, let's be clear. You can say it's your idea. This is about me being able to fly without perverts dragging my daughters off to a dungeon. They're now setting up highway checkpoints. It's about defeating the TSA. LouRockwell.com has been helping. A lot of others have. Drudge Report, linked to some of our articles about it a few weeks ago. Thank you to DrudgeReport.com. We need everybody's help. Now is the time. Thanksgiving is coming.
Exactly. We need all the We Are Change groups involved as well. But the flyers at Infowars.com/opt-out, all the information's there. We're going to be updating that page more and more over the next few days. And it's November 19 to 26, so it's 1 week today is when it starts. You can do it before that and get the video to us whenever you like, but as long as you get it to us within that 2-week period. And my email is on there. You can either email the video directly to me. Of course, we'll also be looking out on YouTube. Make sure you put the right tags in it, TSA opt-out and film, so we can pick up the video.
Great. Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.